Hello everyone, Nucleus here. Today is January 28th, and these are news stories from last week in case you missed it. Let's start off with gaming. Out of Microsoft, they streamed their Developer Direct event on YouTube on January 23rd. Koei Tecmo development team Team Ninja announced the fourth entry into the Ninja Gaiden series. Ninja Gaiden 4 is being developed in collaboration with Platinum Games. Platinum Games has had a rough time after the departures of Shinji Mikami, Hideki Kamiya, and Atsushi Inaba. Judging from the gameplay shown, it seems like they'll be bringing in some influences from the acclaimed Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. In Ninja Gaiden 4, players will play as a young ninja named Yakumo and the series mainstay Ryu Hayabusa. Ninja Gaiden 4 will be released fall of this year. And that wasn't the only announcement from Team Ninja, as a remake of Ninja Gaiden 2, now named Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is a complete remake of Ninja Gaiden 2 as it was made using Unreal Engine 5. Ninja Gaiden Black was released for Game Pass, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and PS5 on January 23rd. Fans of id Software were all abuzz with excitement when they released a teaser trailer for Doom: The Dark Ages last June, and for Microsoft's event, they did not disappoint. Executive producer Marty Stratton and game director Hugo Martin talked about the new changes that they've made to Doom's core gameplay. They explained the evolution of Doom's gameplay. Doom was about run and gun gameplay, while Doom Eternal had a focus on more acrobatic style. And in Doom: The Dark Ages, there'll be more of a focus on more grounded and stand and fight style of gameplay. New features include the Saw Shield, which besides blocking attacks, you can deflect certain attacks, parry incoming attacks, or throw the Saw Shield at enemies. Also, melee has been overhauled with new melee weapons like a spike flail or a spike club, as well as new glory kills. Doom: The Dark Ages has adjustable difficulty sliders, which will allow players to customize gameplay attributes. Doom: The Dark Ages will be released for Game Pass, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and PS5 on May 15th. Art director Whitney Clayton from Canadian developer Compulsion Games talks about South of Midnight, a third-person action game that takes place in an alternate version of the Deep South, inspired by Southern folklore and dark fantasy. South of Midnight follows Hazel, a 19-year-old who is searching for her mother after she was swept away in a hurricane. In her search, she learns about the ancient power of weaving. Throughout the story, Hazel will encounter creatures from Southern folklore. In her journey, Hazel will use her weaving powers to affect the world around her. She will also encounter enemies that will need to be dispatched through a combination of melee and magical weaving powers to remove their corruption, meaning players will have to learn which spells will be effective in helping her deal melee damage, as well as dodging incoming attacks. The combat system allows for learning new skills and upgrading them. And a quick word on the game's visuals, as they're designed to evoke the look of stop-motion animation. South of Midnight is set for release on Game Pass, Xbox Series X and S, and PC April 8th, and is now available for pre-order. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is the first game from French developer Sandfall Interactive. Expedition 33 is a turn-based RPG that takes place in a fantasy version of late 19th century France. Clair Obscur was the solo passion project for co-founder and creative director Guillaume Broche, who was inspired by the JRPGs of his youth. The story is about a slumbering painter and a mysterious monolith that appeared 67 years ago. Once a year, the painter wakes and she paints a number on the monolith, and everyone whose age is past the number painted dies. Every year, people die younger and younger. Now she has painted the number 33, and a quest ensues to stop her. Lead writer Jennifer Svedberg Yen stated that they didn't want to create a straight good versus evil story, and instead wanted to focus on themes of existential dread, loss, despair, and really focus on the complex characters of Expedition 33. Combat is a twist on the traditional turn-based RPG fare. Dubbed their reaction turn-based system. They've added the ability to dodge or parry on enemy turns when a button is pressed at the right time. Each character has unique mechanics, and they can be customized through their own personal skill trees or with passive skills called Lumina. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 will be released on April 24th on Game Pass, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and PS5. Sony wasn't slouch this week either, releasing several game trailers. Phantom Blade Zero comes from Chinese developer and publisher S-Game and is the spiritual successor to director Soulframe Liang's indie game Rainblood: Town of Death. Developed using Unreal Engine 5, Phantom Blade Zero is a hack and slash game that takes place in a semi-open world. Phantom Blade Zero's release date has yet to be announced, but is expected to be sometime this year for PS5 and PC. Dreamless is a first-person horror game from developer Lemonatia Games. Every 25 years, horrific events take place in a lost town in the south. On August 1st through 7th, which is known as Death Week, teenagers mysteriously disappear. John, a blogger and the story's protagonist, gets an offer from his friend Will to explore the abandoned house of a deceased old woman who'd instilled fear into the town. Dreamless will be released this February. A demo for the latest entry in Nihon Falcom's role-playing series, The Legend of Heroes: Trials of Daybreak 2, is the newest entry in the Trials sub-series and the sequel to Trials of Daybreak. Trials of Daybreak 2 was released on PS4 and PS5 in Japan in 2022, and on PC in 2023 for China and South Korea. The English version will be released by NIS America on Valentine's Day for the PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC through Steam and the Epic Game Store. Oh, and Good Old Games as well. The story and battle demo is available now on the PlayStation Network. Sony released the gameplay and system trailer for Atelier Lumina, The Alchemist of Memories, and the Envisioned Land, the latest entry in Koei Tecmo's Atelier series. Atelier Lumina continues a series focused on exploration, dungeon crawling, and collecting items for crafting using alchemy. Players take control of Yumia, and she has the ability to double jump and has access to a motorcycle to traverse the world. She also has a gun that can help her with solving gimmicks or investigating enemies. Atelier Yumia will release March 20th for Steam and March 21st for PS4 and PS5. Set for a January 28th release, the launch trailer for action RPG Eternal Strands was released. In Eternal Strands, players take control of Bryn, a young warrior seeking to uncover the secrets of an ancient civilization. Bryn has the telekinetic powers and also command of the elements as he battles his way across the world. Eternal Strands will be available on Steam, PS5, and Xbox Series S and X, and you can find the demo for Eternal Strands on Steam. Dollhouse Behind the Broken Mirror is a psychological horror first-person shooter from publisher-developer Sodesco. Step into the shoes of former singer Eliza D'Amour as she tries to piece together the mystery of her past, trapped in a maze of her own memories. Dollhouse Behind the Broken Mirror is available on Steam, PS5, Xbox Series S and X on March 28th. Super Technos World River City and Technos Arcade brings 12 classic arcade and console titles like the Combat Tribes, River City Renegades, Shadow Force, and Super Dodgeball, as well as others, in one big collection. This collection of titles features online co-op and competitive play, and the ability to save and load games. Super Technos World will be released on April 23rd for Steam and April 24th on PS5. A trailer for the action platformer The Devil Within Satgat from South Korean indie developer Nucor is getting a physical release for the PS5. The Devil Within Satgat physical copy is now available for pre-order. Tales of Iron 2 Whiskers of Winter follows Arlo as he travels through a snow-ravaged kingdom in a quest to stop an ancient evil. Tales of Iron 2 will be available on Steam, Xbox S and X, PS4, and PS5 on January 28th. 2K Games PGA Tour 2K25 is set for release on Steam, Xbox Series S and X tomorrow, and on the 28th for the PS5. Reports from Electronic Arts says that Dragon Age, The Veilguard, and soccer title FC 2025 both undersold by 50% of initial sales projections. This comes in the wake of Dragon Age, The Veilguard director Corinne Bush announcing their departure from BioWare earlier this month. The fate of the studio has been speculated, as this is the third game after Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem to suffer from failing to meet commercial expectations. Out of visual novel localizer Manga Gamer, Beat Valkyrie Ixseal is available for pre-order. From developer Alicesoft, Beat Valkyrie Ixseal follows Sugihiko Odo, who's a seemingly average high school student, but in actuality, he's the reincarnation of the Demon King. He lives out his days as he slowly regains his strength to resume his goal of world conquest. However, after surviving an encounter with a Valkyrie seeking to slay him, his subordinate Bezel steals his powers. Now Sugihiko must team up with the Valkyrie Ixseal to stop Bezel. Beat Valkyrie Ixseal will be available February 27th. Pre-orders are available. You can pre-order now to get 15% off. Antivirus company Avast released an article on their blog about being safer online for 2025. They recommend checking for Stalkerware. Stalkerware is malware that's installed by someone the victim knows. And to check to make sure that you're not being tracked, they recommend following these steps. 1. Check app permissions. 2. Audit your location sharing. 3. Review your app list. 4. Watch for performance red flags. And 5. Install security software. Stalkerware doesn't just rob victims of their privacy, as it allows malicious actors to track their victims' location and activities. So the link to the full article will be in the description below. From CNBC, DeepSeek is being hailed as China's AI breakthrough. Researchers are saying that DeepSeek's free and open source AI model is the most powerful yet. DeepSeek version 3 was reportedly financed with just $5.76 million, a drop in the bucket when compared with OpenAI or Google. This news in the AI race is significant, as the former Biden administration had engaged in a chip war to deny tech companies in China access to advanced chips from TSMC, NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel, not to mention access to the lithography machines used in making advanced chips. Well, that's it for today. For this week's In Case You Missed It, links to all the trailers and stories are in the description. Please like, comment, subscribe, and check out Beat Valkyrie Ixseal using my affiliate link in the description below. And I will see you in the next video.